So, the beginning of a new year, and sometimes we feel a little hopeless. And I just thought we'd share a little image just to contemplate the beginning of the year and where do we see ourselves in this image. We might feel that we want to be a million miles away from this, but I don't know if people can see. There's a seal bobbing around in the water. Maybe we feel that we're in the water. Maybe we want that refreshing time in the water. Maybe we want to be one of the seagulls sat on the rocks. There's somebody feeling a little bit distant and separated from the rest of the land on the left there. Or maybe we just want to be sat on the beach with a nice warm cup of hot chocolate, wrapped in a nice warm blanket, looking out to the sea and feeling secure.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, and just like a river, I've been running ever since. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die, 'cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. I go to the movies, said I go downtown, but everybody keeps telling me, Dwight, son, no, don't hang around. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. But then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But then he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, there were times that I thought I wouldn't last too long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long, long time coming, but I know a change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. 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 Then I go to my brother and I say, brother, help me please. But then he winds up knocking me back down on my knees. Oh, there were times that I thought I would last too long, but now I think I'm able to carry on. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change is gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. Thank you.
This is the time to be slow. Lie low to the wall until the bitter weather passes. Try as best you can not to let the wire brush of doubt scrape from your heart all sense of yourself and your hesitant light. If you remain generous, time will come good, and you will find your feet again on fresh pastures of promise, where the air will be kind and blushed with beginning.
I walked below the Tideline in the slim stretch of pristine sand between the raging sea and the firm earth of the shore. To my left, the sea rolled in, powerful, loud, chaotic, a place of churning waters, a place of unknown depths. I walk virtually alone, the sounds of life on the shore lost in the crash of waves. I choose to walk on fresh, pristine sand, aware from the footprints left that others have walked this way too. I want to make my own mark, a perfect image of my passing, not marred by the scuffing of other feet, but aware that in a matter of hours all signs of our presence will be gone. In this place below the Tideline, as the sea rolls in and rolls out, the beach will be cleansed, renewed. The marks of people's passing will be gone. The beach will be restored, perfect once again, recreated, waiting again for the first step by another's feet. Here in this place below the Tideline, the smallest creation stands out, the sandcastle, the shell, the footprint. We can make a huge difference, a visible difference. And those who walk this path will share in our joy at its creation. And yet in a matter of hours it will be gone. The pride of our creative hand destroyed, removed like it never existed, just as quickly as that which we did not savor. Our litter, our failed creations, our mistakes, our errors, the mark of our presence that mars the pristine beauty of the beach. On land, mistakes stand for a long time. Here below the Tideline, we can rejoice they will soon be a distant memory, held only if we choose to remember them. This place below the Tideline is not a living world in itself. It is a world between the life of the land and the mysterious life in the depths of the sea. Occasionally the chaos throws out some sign of its mystery, a jellyfish, some seaweed, some driftwood from a far-off place, some useful, some not, but an indication of another world, not seen, not truly grasped, just little hints of something more. We cannot walk here forever. Time is pressing. Life below the Tideline is transient, short. In this place between worlds, we have little time to ponder, to dwell, to make a difference. But somehow here, life is really lived. The opportunities rise up to meet us, our weaknesses and inadequacies wiped without trace. It's an exciting place to be in this place between worlds. Our Christian lives are lived below the tide line of the now and the not yet, between the kingdom on earth and the kingdom of heaven, walking the walk that Jesus walked between our human life and the divine life that awaits, our creativity celebrated, our mistakes wiped clean. We have so little time, but it's an exciting place here below the tide line as we walk together, yet choosing our own footsteps, making our own mark, living our own life below the tide line. The seashore speaks to me quite a lot, and recently I've been feeling quite overwhelmed by all the things I had to do and the year before us. And God gave me an image of waterlogged sand. This is Lindisfarne, and this landscape is beautiful, but it's shaped, as that poem suggests, by the movement of wind and water. Sometimes the sand it moves under your feet, sometimes it's firm and you can stand on it. But this landscape is shaped of those little grains of sand, constantly moving, constantly evolving. And then I said in the poem that's sometimes a good thing and sometimes a bad thing. But when we feel overwhelmed by the idea of how we can shape our world, perhaps it's a positive thing, that we can make a mark. This little stream where the water that was within the sand has found a path and has created channels down to the sea. I read a book by Diana Butler Bass which talked about the Christian faith and how for a time it's been in rigid channels of denominations and ideas, but these days is much more like a river delta where each person finds their flow, working around obstacles in their own lives, finding their own path and making beautiful shapes in our world. But that flow is moving the sand. You can see the sand here has moved from the top of the beach to the bottom. So as the water of the Spirit flows, so too do we change our world. There's a temptation for us to dig a channel. And this is us on the beach digging the channel to force the flow, to constrain the flow. And it's hard work for us, and it's nowhere near as attractive as what the natural flow produces. So my encouragement from God was just to allow God to shape our world, allow God to open the opportunities and to delight in the beauty of the difference of that flow.
Silver Stillness by Hannah Carter Brown. There's a stillness in the silvery sea. It draws you in without touching. The quick of the swallow, grey, heavy clouds, the calls of the gull and tides pulling. Waves finding their way inland and breaking into stillness. Light peering through the cracks of stillness in the tranquility of the air. The smells of the ocean, a slippery blanket cover the bedrocks. A mountainous landscape in the quiet of the flat. Billions of minute grains, each finding their way in the stillness. Keep them in a jar. No photo nor memory will ever be good enough. For the stillness is in this moment, right now. Move and it's gone. Just be still.
So just want to invite people to walk a little journey. I'm just going to leave a little bit of silence. This is the Judean desert, so this is where Jesus walked. And I'd like you to sort of imagine yourself on a hot day on the horizon somewhere, and steadily walk your way through the path and rest in the shadow of this tree.
About angels. In every day, in every place. I wonder if Gabriel and his ilk aren't hurrying angel-wise, even now. Eyes full of messages, simple as sunlight, disturbing as day. And I wonder whether I'm missing them, whether they passed me by, no more than a queasy plunge in the pit of my stomach, no more than a shiver of significance twisting down my spine, no more than a burden of joy, briefly shouldered and just as swiftly shelved. Are there frustrated angels with us even now, even here, brushing by on feathered feet, breathing benedictions and aching for imagination to shape mystery into message and give them voice? For I imagine them mute and barely visible until a human heart discerns them, fashions them into flesh, and offers them speech. Are they here now, heartfelt and eager and pregnant with possibility? For what was born an age or two ago of a young woman's yes, they still bear in urgent arms to be born again in you or in me. That same child of God who might change the world, might lift up the lowly, might visit us with peace, if only we, like she, have a vulnerable heart, an imagination full of hope, and the humble courage to consent.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'd like to contribute to this train ride by saying thank you. Thank you for waking up so early this morning on this cold, wintry morning. Thank you for deciding to come out of your warm, cozy homes to make your way to work. Thank you for working to provide for your families, for your friends, for your futures. And so I warmly invite you to sing along to this magical song, because it's not what we have, it's what we enjoy that brings happiness. Got some lyrics here. I'm just going to hand them out. Feel free to take a few lyrics, pass it down. A few lyrics there. Feel free to pass it down. Yeah, there's no pressure. Good on you.
troubles melt like lemon drops. High above the chimney tops, that's where you'll find me, oh, somewhere over the rainbow. That's right. The dreams that you dare to dream really do come true. Dreams come true.
I've never done that before.